Hello and welcome back to another Toronto video. In today's one we're at the TMNT The Archie Adventures issue number 52, and this issue isn't what I expected from Turtles, and in a weird way it was good to see that they're like, going back to old storylines and doing some stuff there, but at the same time this is just a weird issue to follow up from like some previous storylines, so yeah. Now, with this issue, it's filling up from some storylines from like some really early issues, from like really early on in the series, with characters such as like Worm and oh god, I can't remember the other name. I think I'm not too sure. Either way, we've got two characters who returned, and I can't say that I'm overly thrilled about it, just because, well, these characters are just kind of there, and they're just not the best. If anything, they're probably some of the worst characters from this version of Turtles. But, I mean, at least we got a somewhat decent story out of it. So, yeah. Okay, so with the actual story itself, it's split up into two parts. We've got the main story, which should do, like, it's the Donnie, Raph, April, and Yumiko. They're down in the sewers trying to figure out, like, a robbery kind of thing. And they also got the other story where we get to see McIntyre and Squint. They're going on the chase to try and find where April is. However, they come in contact with Worm, and I believe it's Scumbag, I think it is. So, I guess we'll talk about the Worm side of things first. So, yeah, like I already mentioned, we do get to see McIntyre and Squint. They're going down into sewers, hoping to find where April is, or at the very least, try and get a lead on this on the Turtles, because that's what they've been trying to do over the past few days. And that's when you see that they found the place where we did get to see the explosion happen. I want to say it was like episode, not episode, like issue like 9 or something like that. We're going to see Worm and Scumbag brawling it out and fighting for the sewers. And I mean, it's very disturbing and gross. And because we're going to see like Worm all over Scumbag and trying to suck off his slough force and that kind of stuff. It was really disturbing. And I'd say that for a kids comic, it did a decent job. I feel like, however, had this been like a comic for like the adults and that kind of stuff, this would have been a much more graphic scene. And I mean, I'm grateful that it's not graphic, but at the same time, I do wish there was a little bit more to this bit, just because it just feels like really plain and empty. It's just like there's not really much going on in the scene other than like get to see some like worms all over the guy. I just wish that it could have been a little bit more graphic, to be a bit more, oh my god, I can't believe this happened, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now in terms of this kind of thing. So with the other side of things, where we do get to see Raph and Donnie, they're down sewers with April and Yumiko, like I already mentioned. We get to see them going through sewers, and they're going through this like this tree kind of thing. And the reason why they're down there is just because April's been going through this this news report of like there's some people going around robbing the place, and the cops can't find out who it is. So April thought it would be a good idea to take Yumiko down to the sewers to try and see if they can track anything down, and they came across this. And like some interesting things here was, and we do get to see that Raph comes in contact with a rat. However, this rat is dead and it's been turned into diamond, which, I mean, that's pretty interesting and pretty cool. I don't know, just like about this all, just over this whole bit here, it didn't really feel like there was all too much really here for them to really explore this whole idea. And I feel like with this whole idea with a mysterious robber who can turn things into diamonds and that kind of stuff, it should be a much cooler concept and idea, but the execution for this whole idea, it just seems a bit rushed just to have it in one issue. And, just because, like, in this issue, we've got to reveal the story, and also the story ends in this one. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff which they could have done with the whole story and the idea, but unfortunately it doesn't go that way. And we do get to see them, they come in contact with the person who's doing all this, and it's a mutant called Topaz, I think that's what they're called. And they have this gun which transforms stuff into diamonds. And this all just leads into a big battle where we do get to see the Turtles, April, Yumiko, Topaz, McIntyre, Squint, Worm, Scumbag. They all come in contact, and we do get to see Worm, Scumbag. They come up with a great idea to go after Topaz, just because he's the big bad and that kind of stuff. And they think that he's going to be the main source of their like food for the next few years. And yeah, I mean, I wish I could say there's a lot more to this battle. other than that, but to be honest, there's hardly anything to it other than just that. And we do get to see at one point, we do get to see Topaz, he uses the gun on Scumbag and Worm, which I thought that's pretty cool, but seeing where they do take this next, where we do get to see at the end of the issue, they get broken, I mean, it's the ending for the characters, so yeah, but at the same time, this is just not good whatsoever. It's disappointing, but, well, at least I tried. But yeah, so we do get to see Topaz, he just runs off back to the tree thing, turns out that it's a ship, and he just flies away to try and get another gun that can turn things into diamonds. And from what I can remember, I'm pretty sure this is the last time we see Topaz, or the only time we ever get to see Topaz, which is really annoying because I feel like he had some potential there to do some decent stuff with like transforming stuff into diamonds. It could have been a lot more cooler with the idea and the concepts and the execution, but with how they went around it, it just feels like it's just so underwhelming. Despite this whole horror theme, it just feels like it was there vaguely, which is even more annoying. But yeah, after that we do get to see Donnie and Raph, they find out McIntyre and they get quite annoyed, and rightfully so. And we do get to see Raph even destroys Squint's camera before they leave. And that's pretty much it for the actual issue itself. And I wish I could say there's a lot more to it other than that, but unfortunately there isn't. And I do like how we do get to see Donnie being serious and just tells McIntyre to just stop it. But at the same time, I don't really get to see McIntyre do anything about the fact that I've got to see April team up with the Turtles or all the mutants. I know that it's like sort of within his character to do some of this, but it just feels a bit weird and wrong to see his character not go after the story or anything along those kind of lines. It's just, it feels like that all the pieces were there to tell an interesting story with this kind of thing, and yet they don't do anything with it. And from what I can remember, I don't think they do anything else with the storyline of McIntyre and all that kind of stuff, so again, there's hardly anything to really talk about there. I mean, for the last bit which I already mentioned, we do get to see Worm and Scumbag, they've been turned diamond, and McIntyre thinks that his guy did try and steal them. However, when he picks them up, they break, and they basically die, really. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'd say that overall for this issue, there was a lot of stuff which I wanted to enjoy and really love about this issue, and I feel like a lot of the ideas and concepts were definitely there. The execution for some of it was not the best, and I feel like the whole horror theme they had with the villains, it should have been a lot better and cooler than what it actually was. But if how they went around it again, it just feels like they try to do something, but at the same time they couldn't do much because of the audience they're going for. But at that point, why even do it for that audience, even though they can't be able to do like this kind of stuff? But yeah, so yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. It's please share, let's just grab that stuff. Goodbye, yo, and bye.